என்னது ஸ்கிரீன் தெரியுது தானே? Okay. Good evening to Ms. Shahira. My name is Waifi Lawrence and I have my partner Tangamala. So we're going to present about this industry visit as our mini project. We went to Grandeur factory. Okay, and yeah, this is our team. We'll proceed with the introduction of the factory. It will be presented by Tangamala.
Okay. First part is vision. The vision is determined to be a leading Bumiputra company in the chocolate industry in Malaysia. Mission there is five. One is to produce and supply high quality halal chocolate product. Second is to predict the chocolate market in iron market and premium market in Malaysia. Third is to meet the demand of domestic and international markets. Fourth, to be to supply halal chocolate product to fulfill the demand of Muslim customers. And last is not in least, to offer the contract manufacturing and private labeling that suit to our client demand. Next slide. Go for objectives. Objective slide.
Objective.
Okay. Okay. The company had the objective as a manufacturer and supplier of chocolate product, chocolate chip cookies, and confectionery to domestic and international market. Okay. The background of the company is
background. ஐயே ஒழுங்கா susah. Okay.
proceed. Okay. The background. First of all, the aim of the trip is explore the manufacturing accident of the Grandeur Chocolate Factory. Was established in 5 April 2007 by the married couple. Okay, the factory located at Bati Cave, Malaysia, and also the company has the Jakil Halal and KKM Nestle certificate, and with over 15 years of experience in the chocolate and confectionery industry, laboratory before being modeled on packaging. Certificate product on contract manufacturing, GEM, and client in Malaysia and Singapore. The factory was the leading manufacturer in the industry. Second slide. The objective. Okay, the objective is as a manufacturer and supplier of chocolate product, chocolate chips, cookies, and confectionery to domestic and international markets.
Okay. Next, we are focusing on the areas of factors that are potential to happen accident or may happen. Firstly, is about nature of job. Okay, why we are mentioning about nature of job is because it's not only we are focusing on the chocolate factory, but we can also look around manufacturing factory, production site, or any automotive factory. Or even can be a pepper mill. So any kind of factory that based on the nature of job will have equipment such as very huge type. So it may happen or it may occur accidents or incidents that internally on the production side or department. The second point is nature of machine. Douglas having the sorry, Miss. Second one is nature of machinery and equipments, which as I mentioned that we wouldn't know how huge or how advanced is the technology or how it is not maintained maybe some equipments could be rusted, so that could be injured also to the staff or employee who's operating that machines or equipments. Third point is inadequate physical conditions, which is meaning that when we are not properly going through all the maintained meaning that if we not properly maintain of the equipments, it could be injured to ourselves. That's one. Second can be also poor of practices of the knowledge, poor of practices and less knowledge of the equipment or machinery. It could be another reason also to ourselves to get injuries, and malfunctioning, of course, about the safety equipment. And also need to make sure that the production side need to make sure that enough of lightings, enough of a proper safe place, enough of spacious to run some machines and equipments that is not unstoppable, which is be going on without we can like stop it manually. It will, of course, we can stop it, but it will take it time. Like you need to off certain power supplies, then only that machine can slowly shut down. It won't shut down like on the spot. Okay. Fourth point is about workplace psychological climate. Okay, this one is about to know how are you going to work in a production site. So of course, because we have sound pollutions, we have like sometimes mentally disturbed, we have exhaustion. So all this shouldn't be worry and shouldn't get boredom of the activities or of the work, because we have to be prepared that if it's that's the field that we are going to work, we should be prepared mentally, and we should be not simply get irritation if with the sounds, or if some of the products doesn't come out as how we wanted, or it has something weaknesses in the machine, or it has some like kerosakan in a certain parts of it. We shouldn't get boredom, or we shouldn't like exhaust so fast, because we need to think mentally how to operate operate that mistakes, or how to overcome that incidents. Okay, next is fifth one is work routine. Work routine meaning that by shift having shifts and all that, right? So we need to follow all that work schedule, so that we have non-stop production ongoing without any tiredness or any weariness, so that we don't have accident occurs when people are less or manpower are less. Of course, we will have a less observation on the production side, right? So we need to follow the work schedule, so that we will have people on coming to the work and will look after the machines, or look after the end of products are producing, and to make it sure that if it's packing things, all need to make sure that it's packed properly, sealed well, and it's ready to deliver. Need someone to do a QA and QC, which is to check of the product quality. Need to make sure before we are sending out for deliveries. Okay, we are moving forward to common mechanical injuries that could happen in this factory side, which is lack of machine guarding. Lack of machine guarding means like um, if a person doesn't know how to operate that machine, for example, in a chocolate factory, we need to know how to use the mixer, the big, not the small hand mixer, but we need to know how to use the big mixer. We need to know how to do the molding machines. We need to know how to seal using the sealing machines. So we have if we have the knowledge, everything, we wouldn't get simply injury from that, because sealing machine is very hot. There's a certain temperature, I guess, need to make sure that temperature is maintained and need to be placed at the proper place, so that it won't be get injured or it won't fall slippery like that. And sealing type, we need to have a space type, so that we are not attached our hand or fingertips on that part as well, because it's very hot and it can just like melt the plastic within few 2 seconds. So that's one. For molding machine, a machine as well, the same thing. And mixer is the main have to be very careful, because it can injure our hand if we are just like wanted to adjust certain powders inside the molding, inside the bowl. So we need to make sure that we have a proper spatula and proper things that need to make the need of the mixer. Okay, second is electrical hazards. Yes, it's very important to follow the electrical safety standards to protect workers from getting injured, like shock, burns, and fire occurrence. So whenever to the electrical box part is having engineering, they should maintain of the cover is properly sealed or covered so that they can so that nobody can enter there, and of course need to put some tapes around there so that only the particular staffs are who in charge with that area will be going there for the work purpose or any testing purpose. Okay, slip, strips, and falls. Yes, the day we went to the factory, we had to open our shoes, remove our shoes at downstairs before going up or inside because for those who will be wearing socks, the floor will be slippery a bit. So for those who are wearing barefoot, it was okay to walk. It's not that slippery because that floor is uh, quite nice to just for the staff workers to have their proper attire to work and walk there. Okay, and otherwise they have stairs as well. So the stairs also we need to walk properly so that we don't slippery fall when we are excited, we will slippery trips and fall on the stairs, right? So that's we have to make sure as well at them. And so far they have mentioned that no injuries happened at the factory itself. Okay, we're moving forward to lockout tagout. This is actually maintenance repairs, which is we need to make sure every month of the machines and not to forget to follow the procedures of chocolate making equipments. Make sure it's all like safe, nothing is loosened out, all the equipments are tightened and proper, well maintained. Okay, okay, next is material maintaining. Material maintaining is to prevent any strains happening or injuries because, as I said, equipment or any materials, it can be the ingredients as well. Need to make sure that how we handle with the powders, how we handle with the macam yubasa, tabasa, ni, yun na சொல்றது. Wet items and dry items, we should know how is the way to handle. And to handle dry items, we need to make sure we are on glove and not when hand wet. So some chemicals will be needed to use in certain flavors maybe. So there is some procedures to follow as well, not only focusing on chocolate factory, it can be any factory as well, any production site as well. Need to know how to properly use the material handling in chemicals or any molecules need to be used in a something to reproduce a product. Okay, next is, oh, sorry. Next is confined space. Need to have a proper space as following the guidelines, safety guidelines, and make sure the environment is properly rescued and following the procedures of if having a fire accident or anything, need to have a proper way to quit from it. Okay, and repetitive motion injuries is to make sure there is no injuries to the chocolate factory workers or any factory workers so that they know how to do the works engaged with proper packing, proper task, proper labeling. They are must fully trained how to handle all those works. Okay, next is hazard communications. Yes, every staff need to be practiced or need to be trained before they are into the operation, need to know certain symbols and the signs of the hazards. What is the purpose, what is the cause, or what is the mainly what is the purpose. This hazard sign is for what actually. And in a certain factory there is different type of hazards need to be practiced to imply in the company itself. I mean, yeah, in the production side itself, certain if like for pepper mills there will be extra hazards because they are more to like in putting in chemicals, putting in some inks, and there is many more that I've not learned yet, but there is certain factories need to practice certain hazard communication so that everyone are aware of it. Forklift safety, this is more to logistic side or more to like shipment side. They have warehouse, right? It's actually kind of factory, but it's more to warehouse. So they need to know how to use the forklift. It's not easy to use a forklift because it can happen a huge accident at the workplace actually. Okay, last but not least is personal protective equipment, PPE, which is a standard process of how to use appropriately about the PPE that every workers, every staff or every trainer must able to know how to use it without having some burns, cuts or other injuries from it. Next is visual awareness at the factory. Mana sorry, no?
Never mind. Workplace.
Okay. Okay. Visual awareness at the factory is first, this is the way of they have to wear, which is they want to prepare themselves for cleanliness. They want to make sure that whatever they're preparing shouldn't have some dirt or hair falling, or sometimes nails can be the nail tips is very dirty, right? So they need to make sure they are wearing on their gloves and also hair cap so that no hairs are falls. Okay, and next one is the machine. Okay, this second one is the machine, the sealing machine. For me, that portion or maybe the position is okay because it's very easy for standard heights to use it because it's not too low, it's not too high. If it's too high, it's very risk for everyone because it might fall accidentally. If it's too low, it can injure the leg as well. So this height, should be okay at the hip side because everyone can reach that standard of height, and it's very safe because that they have placed something like a stable thingy down there. And also the plug point here is actually safe as well because they only plug 2 points there, and one is for this and one is a bit farther than the sealing machine, which is very safe for my opinion. And also the third, I mean, we are moving forward the third one. Okay, this is the box I said that need to have safety tape actually. So this tape is for actually any visitors are coming in, they need to stand here and see all through the window. Why they put it on the middle and not on the side or right side or left side? Because on the middle side we can able to see on the corner of the left, the straight one, and the right side of what they are doing, the whole picture of the production making, sorry, chocolate making room is that the name. Okay, and the fourth one is washing room. Okay, this washing room is only it's very, to me it's very hygienic because we have a specific washing room, not all together in this chocolate making room, because this washing room can be hygienic. They have a specific room to wash, so it's not mixed with any dirts inside the chocolate making room. So that's the reason that only a certain employees are, I mean, a certain, I mean, like they restrict only staff can enter, not any other people can enter that room. It's not a common use washing room as well. Okay, and they have a few steps to have follow in the washing room. It's not that we can just enter and wash, come out. No, there's a procedure as well. The procedure to us was not really explained, but we understand how generally it works. Okay, next they have this fire extinguisher. Oh, no, no, no. This fire extinguisher is very good. And yeah, the place that they located the position of the extinguisher is right. It should be next to the door, but I saw only one so far there. I'm not sure to explore where else it's placed. And yeah, we forgot to check whether it's in the green light or red. I mean, green sticker or red sticker, because certain fire extinguisher there's expiry date. It will be turned red if it's expired. If it's green, it's considered that it can be used. Okay, next last one is this one. This is ethics that need to be followed during the working time, on the working schedule and the procedures and TNC policy and guidelines. Okay, okay, next I will pass to Malar.
Okay, the identified term of workplace is that Okay, to ensure the safety of employees in the chocolate factory, it is an SMT to implement robust safety protocols, conduct regular risk assessment, provide proper training, and promote a safety container culture. Okay, first one is mission hazard. Mission hazard is a properly guided machining, moving part, and lack of maintenance can lead to serious injuries, and such as interval crashing or implement. Second point is hot surface and liquid. Surface and handling hot chocolate, equipment, bitumen, and liquid protection and cause burn or scars. Third point should be a slip, trip, and fall. Trip in speed in chocolate water or other substance as the well control pathway can result in sleep. Fourth will be a chemical explode. Workers, workers can be chemical workers. Next.
Oh, next, sorry.
Okay, suggestion and implement to the factory is chocolate factory must prioritize worker safety by implementing safety training, providing appropriate personal protection equipment PPE, and maintaining equipment regularly and adhering to strict safety protocol as well as always they are doing. Creating a culture of safety awareness and encouraging employees to report any hazard can significantly reduce the risk of accident in the chocolate factory. Next.
Okay, this is part B, which is about the accident investigation. So as I mentioned at one point that there's not found any injuries or accidents happen in that factory, it's because they're maintaining a safety culture, meaning that they only have 4 employees and 4 staff. So which is to me is very good enough of amount to have that staff, because if we have more staff, of course we will have more injuries, because different individual have different kind of attitude and behavior, right? So these 4 staffs, I saw that they practice a good way of chocolate making. But yes, of course, one of the guy was not wearing at one hand of glove, but I understand because when I have survey in Google, it's not necessary to have 2 hands of glove. If we are fit, healthy, we can just wear one hand, which is we are mainly using to hold chocolates. We can use one hand, which is I think he was using on right. Okay, one on the left, he's not wearing glove, because that hand he was using. Sorry, she was using to seal the chocolate, because maybe of the comfortable. Okay, to me it's not a problem, because need to see the comfortable. Okay, need to test that plastic, I mean not plastic, the aluminium seal thing, need to make sure if it's like okay with the chocolate or not, because when we are wearing the glove we wouldn't feel on our fingertips. We will be like, oh okay, we are done, okay, we'll be keeping them. But it can be if it's go under QC or QA process, sorry, it can be a mislead as well. So maybe she thought in that way, she practiced in that way, so it's not a problem. Risk assessment and hazard identification, everything was placed there. So I believe and we hope that staff every time follow that. That's why no accidents happened. Of course, they have a safety policies and procedures everywhere they place, and we have attached picture as well in the report. And the machine safety is all, they're having small machines, and the machine places are very in the right position, so that doesn't occur any issues. And their PPE also all the minimal PPE, so no big issues on that. Chemical safety is not found as safety got.
Got.
Okay, explain it. I don't know.
Okay. Chemical fatty is like a comfortable. Chemical fatty is like comfort zone.
Chemical.
It's like comfort zone is second. I think no.
I think not
Okay.
chemical safety.
Not in our. Okay. I think not in Patla.
Hmm?
Not in mobile. Not inside.
Not in slide. Report இருக்கு.
Wait,
So I think maybe might have chemical safety, chemical things used for the coloring.
yes, workers may come into the contact with the cleaning agents, food addicted to other chemical user production process, which can pose healthy risk is not handled correctly.
Okay, that's one lah. And then for workplace housekeeping, the place was clean, right? Nothing is messy. The box all everything placed
Yes.
correctly. Okay, and then also the downstairs they have shop. That shop also the shelves everything is clean and they just like arrange all the chocolates following the flavors. Actually they didn't like mix up every flavors in one shelf. No, they followed flavor to arrange on the shelf. And then for mm,
Employee training.
employee training, yes, as she mentioned, they given employee training upon the staff get placement in the company. They will given training to the employees. And then ergonomics is about the workstation, is the way the practice of the distancing and all that. Because at one picture in my appendix I got saved that one person will be sitting in the front, which is near to the mirror, another one sitting at the behind to the ceiling machine, two of them handling the like fridge, and another one is arranging the chocolate. So they are practicing the workstation there. And also electrical safeties, yeah, the plug point I showed in the picture, they play the plug one plug 1 point only, so it's very safe. Fire safety also, I don't think so there will be happen any fire accidents there. So overall for us the factory was good, but nothing to be found as an accident. But we hope that we can survey more in different kind of industry or factory lah. So I think that's all from us. Yeah, thank you, Miss. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. முதல்ல பேக் பண்ணுங்க வெளியே எல்லாரும் நிக்கிறேன்
இது எப்படி சாத்துறது?